punches harder, him or Gervonta?
Oh, him. I ain't gonna lie. He punches way harder. Like, when I mean way harder, I mean, like, every punch felt like a rock. Every punch felt like a damn rock, I'm telling you.
So, I'm here in General Santos City, the home of the 8-time world champion.
Can any rising contender truly believe he can dethrone a living legend, even one decades past his prime? What drives a young bruiser to hunt down a warrior old enough to be his father? From the neon glow of Las Vegas steps a fighter burning with hunger, confidence carved into every stride, his voice thundering through arenas and ricocheting across social feeds. His name sends a ripple through the fight world, a promise that ambition is about to collide with legacy in a moment the world won't soon forget.
Champion Manny Pacquiao, president, CEO, everything for Manny Pacquiao Promotions, right?
Satire drips from every word as he builds his own legend in real time, mocking the sacred rituals of past champions with a grin. He owes nothing to tradition. Its echoes bounce off him like jabs that never land. While boxing purists cling to tales of grit and glory, he crafts his myth in neon glare and viral gold. Each sound bite a digital uppercut to the old guard. Some scoff, wondering if swagger can ever replace substance, but his presence leaves no room for doubt. In every promo, he's a force of nature, leaping from topic to topic with the speed of a jab and the chaos of a wild hook. Nostalgia holds no power here. Reverence is replaced with raw ambition. The legends of yesterday flinch at the thought of facing a fighter who turns hype into a weapon. The collision of old-school discipline and his chaotic charisma sends a charge through the sport. Fans roar, critics fume, and everyone braces for the moment charisma meets combat.
Fighter Isak Pitbull Cruz fighting the biggest fight of 2024 so far against Romero, and
he steps into the ring bearing the swagger of modern boxing, a walking embodiment of bravado. His gloves don't just record knockouts, they write statements. Every punch isn't just meant to hurt, it's designed to humble, to rearrange rankings, and shatter illusions. The crowd crackles with energy, drawn to his fierce combination of brute force and unapologetic talk. Promoters see dollar signs in his shadow, dreaming of shattered pay-per-view records. Reporters hustle for headlines, while analysts scramble to craft blueprints for stopping a fighter who seems almost unstoppable.
Good luck to your fight and do your best and hard work, focus on the fight, and you can do it.
All the support, baby. Woo!
Sin City is the perfect backdrop for this epic clash, its glittering lights reflecting the fire in his eyes, its chaos matching his energy. Along the strip, neon signs flicker like omens, inviting gamblers to bet on the impossible. Inside the T-Mobile Arena, towering like a modern coliseum, digital eyes watch as a new era tries to storm the gates of greatness. Every seat is a front row pass to the question, can shock dethrone mastery? Across the ring stands Manny Pacquiao, a living monument to boxing's golden age. His record reads like a legend carved in stone, filled with impossible wins and iconic wars. Time may have touched his body, but it hasn't dented his aura. Every subtle move, every feint, carries the muscle memory of decades at the sport's pinnacle. Analysts watch in awe as he balances between retirement and relevance, a man who defies the clock with every step. His legacy doesn't just shine, it burns, daring any contender to test their mettle in the fire of his world.
How many sit-ups are you gonna do? 500?
Raleigh Romero's youth surges into this brewing storm like a live wire, raw, volatile, and crackling with potential. His physique is a coiled spring, ready to explode without warning. His face carries a strange duality, the wide-eyed energy of early glory and the hardened stare of someone who's already fought shadows far darker than any opponent. The allure of this matchup lies in its extremes: green hunger versus seasoned mastery, chaos versus control. Can speed outsmart guile? Can brute force eclipse a legacy carved in wisdom? These questions echo through gyms, bars, and fight forums, sparking debates that cut across generations. Stylistically, it's a battle of opposites. One man etches his legacy with surgical precision and timeless ring IQ. The other scrawls his story in bold, erratic strokes. Half haymaker, half hashtag. Purists wince at the irreverence, but even they can't tear their eyes away. This isn't just a fight, it's a full-blown spectacle, unfolding like a global soap opera, where each round could rewrite the rules. Insiders analyze footwork and punch stats. Outsiders bask in the spectacle of youth daring to vandalize the sacred scripts of boxing's pantheon.
Manny Pacquiao does 1,500 sit-ups twice a day.
Posters blanket major cities, each billboard a bold proclamation, anointing the challenger as the disruption this era demands. The ads don't just promote a fight, they sell a prophecy. Clickbait headlines scream of an upset poised to shake the sport's very foundation. Money pours in from thrill seekers and die-hard believers alike, all betting on the rise of a new icon. Pop culture pundits swarm, dissecting every word, every stare, every pause in the build-up. The hype machine spins so fast it bends reality, until spectacle and truth fuse into a single blinding image, a moment the world can't ignore.
He does like 10 different variations of like 50. He does 3,000 sit-ups a day. Yep, a day.
Behind every smirk and perfectly timed quip lies hours of cold calculation. Coaches design sparring sessions that mimic the legend's every habit, rehearsing patterns like actors in a play they hope to rewrite. Nutritionists obsess over macros, aiming to conceal fatigue and unleash peak explosiveness. Boxing analysts burn the midnight oil, scribbling angles, punch stats, and footwork breakdowns in search of any edge. Every data point feeds a growing belief that youth might just outmaneuver experience. But beneath the roar of hype lies the quiet storm of preparation. Knockout ratios aren't just stats, they're psychological missiles, fired long before the opening bell. Each highlight reel is a weapon, either to terrify or inspire. The challenger's explosive KO rate reads like a warning shot, while the champion's calculated precision whispers of a masterclass in patience and timing. Fans binge-watch old fights like prophecy, eyes bloodshot from replay after replay. Odds shift like tides, driven not just by skill, but by storyline. Trash talk morphs into psychological warfare, each insult a surgical strike aimed at unraveling composure. Press conferences become battlegrounds of silence and subtle glances, where a deadpan stare can rattle more than 1,000 shouted threats. The true fight begins long before fists fly, as each camp tries to plant doubt in the other's mind, one calculated gesture at a time. This fight has become more than a bout. It's a generational epic, framed as the timeless clash of old versus new. Commentators summon the imagery of mythic battles, casting the seasoned veteran as the noble warrior and the challenger as the brash upstart storming the gates. Think pieces flood the media, dissecting themes of legacy, rebellion, and the transfer of greatness. Fans align along generational lines, choosing sides based on nostalgia or the thrill of disruption. The challenger's swagger grates against boxing's old guard, who grumble at his reliance on viral fame over technical mastery. Yet even they admit that spectacle sells. What was once a sport defined by discipline now thrives on drama, and the evolution unfolds under the full glare of lights and lenses. Outside the arena, vendor stalls hawk memorabilia that fuses past and present. Posters freeze the fighters mid-clash, shirts turn tradition into punchlines, and collectors chase limited edition items that enshrine bold quotes as cultural artifacts. Even skeptics drawn by the spectacle's gravitational pull find themselves wanting to own a piece of a moment that feels destined to define an era. The media tour morphs into a traveling stage show, where press conferences become performance art. The challenger struts through camera flashes with a smirk full of mischief, while the veteran greets each question with seasoned composure and a quiet, knowing grin. Every shrug, smirk, and pause becomes fuel for rumors, retweeted, clipped, and dissected by the hour. Journalists scramble to capture subtleties, while fans and pundits decode meaning from every gesture like scholars interpreting ancient texts. Training camp footage drops in slow, deliberate drips, edited like a suspense film. Sweat flies in slow motion, backs flex under pressure, and sparring clips are set to pulsing music. Fans piece together timelines with obsessive fervor. Analysts freeze-frame glove angles and punch stats like forensic evidence. The build-up crescendos until the fight itself feels like the season finale of a long-running series. Behind the scenes, boxing politics churn, sanctioning bodies posture, belts dangle like trophies in a high-stakes game, and purse splits spark quiet power struggles. The challenger demands respect beyond promotional borders, while the champion exerts influence through decades of institutional pull. Fans argue if titles still matter, or if the spectacle itself, the story, the heat, the noise, has already stolen the spotlight from any line drawn on a sanctioning chart.
Dude, Tank doesn't punch that hard. Tank really doesn't punch that hard. It's just he lands a clean shot.